Welcome back to our channel. I want to start today with one question. How do you feel about yourself? Not about your job, not about your money, not about your family, not about what other people think of you. Just you, inside, right now, today. How do you feel? For many people, this question is very uncomfortable. They do not like to think about it. They change the subject fast, or they say, "I am fine," without really thinking about the answer. But I want you to really think about it, just for a moment, before we start. Because the truth is, many people do not feel good about themselves. They feel not smart enough, not good enough, not strong enough, not interesting enough, not successful enough. And this feeling does not stay in one place. It follows them everywhere. To work, to school, to new places, to conversations with new people, to quiet moments alone at night when the whole world is sleeping. This feeling has a name. It is called low self-esteem. And today we are going to talk about it honestly. What it is, where it comes from, why it stays for so long, why it is so hard to change, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it. Starting today, not tomorrow, today. Stay until the end of this video, because the last part has something very important, something that most people never hear, and it might change something inside you today. Let's begin. Part 1. What is self-esteem, and why does it matter? Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself inside. It is not what other people think about you. It is not what your boss says. It is not what your family thinks. It is not what strangers see when they look at you. It is what you think about you, what you feel about you, what you believe about you. A person with good self-esteem thinks like this: I am not perfect. I make mistakes sometimes. I have things I need to work on, but I am a good person. I have value. I deserve good things in life. Good things can happen to me. A person with low self-esteem thinks very differently. I am not good enough. I always make mistakes. Other people are better than me. I do not deserve good things. Good things happen to other people, not to me. Now here is something important to understand. Self-esteem is not the same as being proud. It is not about thinking you are better than other people. It is not about feeling happy all the time. It is not about thinking you are perfect. Self-esteem is much simpler than that. It is just a quiet, basic feeling inside. A feeling that says, I am okay, I have value, I belong here, I matter. Just that. Simple, quiet, basic. And this simple, quiet feeling changes everything in your life. When your self-esteem is healthy, you try new things without too much fear. You speak up when something is wrong. You leave situations that hurt you. You ask for what you need. You say no when you need to say no. You believe that good things can happen to you too, not only to other people. When your self-esteem is low, you do the opposite of all these things. You stay quiet when you should speak. You stay in situations that hurt you because you think you do not deserve better. You do not try new things because you are already sure you will fail. You say yes when you want to say no because you are afraid that if you say no, people will not like you anymore. So self-esteem is not just a feeling inside your heart. It is the base of how you live your whole life. Every decision you make, every relationship you have, every opportunity you take or do not take. That is why today we are talking about it, because it matters a lot. Part 2. Where does low self-esteem come from? Low self-esteem does not just appear one day from nothing. It comes from somewhere. It has a beginning. It has a source. And understanding where it comes from is the first step to changing it. Most low self-esteem comes from the past, from things that happened to you, especially when you were young. When you were a child, you were learning who you are. You did not have your own strong opinions about yourself yet. You did not know what to think about yourself. So you looked at the world around you. You listened to the people around you, and you started to believe what they showed you and told you. If the people around you were kind, you grew up feeling that you have value, that you are loved, that you are okay, that you belong, that you matter. But if the people around you were cold, or critical, or absent, something very different happened. Maybe they compared you to other children all the time. Why can you not be more like your brother? Why can you not be more like your sister? Your cousin is so much better at this than you. Maybe they told you that you were not good enough. Your grades are not good enough. Your work is not good enough. You are not trying hard enough. Maybe they never said anything kind. Never said, "I am proud of you." Never said you did a good job. Never said, "I love you just as you are." And slowly, without knowing it, you started to believe something very painful. You started to believe, "I am not enough." That belief went deep inside you, very deep. It became a voice in your head, a voice that speaks to you every single day, a voice that you have heard so many times that you stopped questioning it. You just started to believe it is true. Now here is something important. This does not only happen in childhood, it can also happen in adult life. A difficult relationship where someone told you again and again that you are not good enough. A job where no one noticed your work, where no one said thank you, where no one saw your effort. A friendship where you always felt less than the other person, where you always felt like you were not interesting enough, or fun enough, or good enough. Over time, all of these experiences built a picture inside you, a picture of who you are, and that picture became your self-esteem. The problem is that this picture is often wrong. It was built from other people's opinions, from hard moments, from bad experiences, from painful days, not from the full truth of who you actually are. And here is something very important that I want you to hear. Just because you believed something for a long time does not make it true. You believed many things when you were a child that are not true. You believed Santa Claus was real. You believed the world was very small. You believed many things that you later learned were not true. The voice inside your head that says you are not enough, that voice is also not true. It just feels true because you have heard it for so long. You can change the picture. You can build a new one. And that is exactly what this video is about. Part 3. The most important thing nobody tells you about self-esteem. Now I want to tell you something that most people never hear. Most people think like this: if I want to feel better about myself, I need to become better. I need to achieve more. I need to be more successful. I need to be more attractive. I need to be smarter. I need to lose weight. I need to earn more money. I need to fix all the problems in my life. Then, when I am finally better, I will feel good about myself. But this thinking is wrong. And it is the reason why many people try to improve their self-esteem for years, and nothing changes, because they are looking for the answer in the wrong place. Here is the real truth. The most important thing about healthy self-esteem is not becoming perfect. It is accepting that you are not perfect, and being okay with that. Let me explain this clearly. Every person in this world has good things about them, things they do well, things they care about deeply, things that make them unique, things that make them who they are. And every person also has weaknesses, things they are not good at, mistakes they make, problems they struggle with, areas where they need to grow. This is not special to you. This is every human being on this planet. The most successful person you know has weaknesses. The happiest person you know has problems. The most confident person you know has fears. Every single person. A person with healthy self-esteem knows both sides of themselves. They see their good things clearly, and they see their weaknesses clearly. They do not pretend the weaknesses are not there. They are honest about them. But they also do not let the weaknesses define everything they think about themselves. They can say honestly, yes, I have this weakness. This is real. And I also have this good thing. This is also real. I am both of these things, and I am still okay. A person with low self-esteem does something very different. They see their weaknesses very clearly, too clearly. They focus on them all the time. They think about them all the time, and they either ignore their good things completely, or they think their good things are not real, or they think their good things are not enough. So the real foundation is this: learning to see yourself fully and honestly, both the good parts and the hard parts, without hiding from either one. This is not easy, especially at first, but it is where real, lasting change begins. Part 4. The voice inside your head. Every person has a voice inside their head. This voice speaks all day long, every day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep. When you make a mistake, the voice speaks. When you try something new, the voice speaks. When you look in the mirror in the morning, the voice speaks. When you compare yourself to someone else, the voice speaks. When something goes wrong, the voice speaks. And the question is, what does your voice say? A healthy voice sounds something like this: that was a mistake. I will learn from it and try again next time. I am not good at this yet, but I can get better with practice. This is new and a little scary, but I can do it. I have done hard things before, and I can do this too. An unhealthy voice sounds very different. It sounds like this: I always make mistakes. I am so stupid. Why do I even try? I will just fail anyway. Everyone around me is better than me. I am not good enough for this. I never do anything right. Now here is something very important to understand. This inner voice is not telling you the truth. I know it feels like the truth. I know it sounds very real. I know it sounds very certain and very sure, but it is not the truth. It is just a habit, a thinking habit, a habit of talking to yourself in a negative way, a habit that you learned over many years from the experiences you had and the things people said to you. And like any habit, it can be changed. But here is the first step. You have to notice the voice. You have to start paying attention to it. Many people go through their whole day with this negative voice running inside them, and they never stop to question it. They just believe everything it says. They accept it as truth without asking, is this actually true? Start noticing your inner voice today. When it says something negative about you, stop for a moment. Do not immediately believe it. Ask yourself one question: is this actually true? Is this a fact? Or is this just an old habit of thinking? Most of the time, when you really look at the negative thought clearly and honestly, you realize it is not fully true. It is too big. It is taking one small thing and making it everything. It is taking one mistake and saying you always make mistakes. It is taking one failure and saying you always fail. That is not true. And once you see that, you can start to change it. Part 5. Talk to yourself like a good friend. Now I want to give you one of the most powerful tools for building better self-esteem, and it might surprise you. The tool is this. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a good friend. Think about this situation. Your good friend comes to you. They are upset. They say, "I made a big mistake today. I feel terrible about it. I am so stupid. I always do this." What do you say to them? You do not agree with them. You do not say, "Yes, you are right. You are stupid, and you always make mistakes." You say something honest and kind. You say, "Everyone makes mistakes. That does not make you stupid. It makes you human." What happened? What can you learn from this? How can you do better next time? You see the mistake clearly. It is real, and you do not pretend it is not there. But you also see the whole person, not just the mistake, the whole person. You are kind, you are honest, you are fair. Now here is the important question. Do you talk to yourself the way you would talk to a good friend? Think about it honestly. Most people with low self-esteem do not. They talk to themselves in a way they would never talk to someone they care about. They say things to themselves that they would never say to a friend. They are much harder on themselves than they are on anyone else. If a friend said, "I am so stupid," you would say, "No, you are not." But when you say, "I am so stupid" to yourself, you just believe it. This is one of the most important things to change. Start talking to yourself like you would talk to a good friend. When you make a mistake, notice it. Be honest about it. Think about what you can learn from it. Think about what you can do better, but do not attack yourself. Do not say things to yourself that you would never say to someone you love and care about. This takes practice. At first, it will feel very strange. The old habit of negative self-talk is strong. It has been there for a long time. It will not disappear in one day. But every time you catch the negative voice and replace it with something more kind and honest, you are building a new habit. A new way of talking to yourself, a new way of seeing yourself. And over time, this new way becomes more and more normal, more and more natural. Be patient with yourself as you practice this. Be kind with yourself even about this. Because learning to be kind to yourself is itself a skill that takes time. Part 6. Stop comparing yourself to other people. There is one habit that destroys self-esteem faster than almost anything else. Comparing yourself to other people. And today, in the world we live in, this habit is everywhere. It is harder to avoid than ever before. Every time you open your phone and look at social media, you see other people's lives, their success, their beautiful photos, their achievements, their happy moments with their family, their exciting vacations, their new jobs, their new houses, and your brain starts to compare automatically. You did not decide to compare, it just happens. Why do they have that, and I do not? Why are they more successful than me? Why does their life look so much better than mine? Why am I so far behind? And every single time you make this comparison, your self-esteem takes a hit, a small hit. But many small hits every day add up to something big. But here is something very important that I want you to understand. These comparisons are not fair, they are not accurate, and they do not help you in any way. Here is why. When you look at another person's life on social media or anywhere else, you see a small, selected part of their life. You see the good moments they chose to show to the world, the success, the happy times, the nice photos, the best moments. You do not see their hard days. You do not see their fears. You do not see their failures. You do not see their bad moments. You do not see the times they cried, times they felt lost, the times they did not know what to do. All of that stays hidden. Nobody shows that part. But your own life, you see everything. You see your mistakes. You see your fears. You see your bad days. You see your failures. You see the times you felt lost and confused and afraid. So you are comparing your whole real life, including all the hidden and difficult parts, to another person's best and most carefully chosen moments. That is not a fair comparison. It never was. It never will be. The only comparison that is actually useful and helpful is this one. Am I better today than I was yesterday? Am I growing? Am I learning? Am I moving forward in some way? That is the only question that truly matters. And in that question, you are the only person. There is no one else to compare to. Part 7. Do not wait to be perfect before you allow yourself to feel good. Here is a very common trap that many people with low self-esteem fall into. They think like this: when I achieve this goal, then I will feel good about myself. When I lose this weight, then I will feel confident. When I get a better job, then I will feel valuable. When I earn more money, then I will feel successful. When I fix this problem about myself, then I will finally be okay. So they wait. They put their good feelings on hold. They put their self-worth on hold. They wait for some future moment when they are finally good enough to deserve to feel good. But here is the problem with this thinking. That future moment never truly arrives. Because when you reach one goal, the voice inside says, "Good, but that is not enough. Now you need to achieve this other thing. Then you can feel okay." And when you achieve that thing, the voice says, "Good, but now you need this other thing." The goal keeps moving, and you keep waiting. And you never arrive at the place where you finally feel good enough, because the place does not exist. The voice will always find another reason why you are not quite there yet. This happens because the feeling of being enough does not come from outside. It does not come from achievements. It does not come from what you have, or what you do, or what you look like. It comes from inside, from choosing to see yourself with kindness and honesty. Right now, in this moment, exactly as you are, today, not in the future when you are better. Now, I want to be clear about something. This does not mean you stop working on yourself. Growth is important. Working toward your goals is good and healthy. You should keep growing and working and improving. But your value as a person is not connected to your achievements. Your worth does not go up when you succeed and go down when you fail. You have value just by being human, just by existing. You do not need to earn the right to feel okay about yourself. You already have that right. You do not wait to be a perfect future version of yourself before you allow yourself to feel good. You allow yourself to feel good now, as the imperfect, growing, trying, sometimes failing, always learning person that you already are, right now, today. Part 8. 5 small things you can do every day. Now let's talk about real actions, specific things, small things, things you can actually do every day to slowly build stronger self-esteem. These are not big, complicated things. They are small, simple, but they are powerful when you do them every day. The first action: keep the promises you make to yourself. Every time you make a promise to yourself and you keep it, something important happens inside you. Your brain says, "I am a person who does what they say. I can trust myself." And that feeling of trusting yourself, of being someone you can rely on, is one of the most important building blocks of self-esteem. Start very small. Do not make a big promise. Make a tiny promise. Promise yourself you will do one small thing today. Something easy. Drink one glass of water. Go for a short walk. Read one page. Practice English for 5 minutes. Then do it. Not for anyone else. Just for you. Over time, these small kept promises add up, and slowly you start to see yourself differently. You start to see yourself as someone who does what they say, someone who follows through, someone who can be trusted, at least by yourself. And that is a very powerful feeling. The second action: do something that is a little hard. When you do something difficult, something good happens inside you. A quiet feeling. A feeling that says, I did that. It was not easy, but I did it. This feeling is very important for self-esteem because it gives you real evidence that you are capable, not just a thought or a hope. Real evidence from your own real experience. Do something a little hard today. Something that makes you a little uncomfortable. Something that asks a little more from you than staying in your comfortable place. It does not need to be something enormous, just something that requires a little more effort, a little more courage, a little more push than your normal comfortable day. Each time you do this and you survive it, your confidence grows a little, and your picture of yourself changes a little. From someone who avoids hard things to someone who can face them. The third action: take care of your body. How you treat your body sends a message to your brain. A very clear message about how much you value yourself. When you sleep enough, eat in a way that makes you feel good, move your body, drink enough water, you are showing yourself through your actions that you matter, that you are worth taking care of, that your health and your comfort are important. And your brain notices this. The way you feel inside is connected to how you treat your body. When your body feels better, you often feel better about yourself too. This is not about being perfect with your health. You do not need to eat only healthy food every day. You do not need to exercise for an hour every day. It is just about basic care, basic kindness to your own body, every day. The fourth action: choose the people around you carefully. The people around you have a very strong effect on your self-esteem, much stronger than most people realize. When you spend time with people who respect you, who listen to you, who encourage you, who treat you with kindness and care, your self-esteem grows, because you experience what it feels like to be valued by another person. When you spend time with people who criticize you, who put you down, who make you feel small, who treat you like you do not matter, your self-esteem suffers. Look honestly at the people in your life right now. After you spend time with them, how do you feel? Do you feel better, or do you feel worse? You cannot always choose everyone in your life. Some people you have to see. But you can choose how much time and energy you give to different people. Try to give more time to the people who help you feel like you matter. And try to spend less time with the people who make you feel worse about yourself. The fifth action: notice one good thing you did today. People with low self-esteem have a strong habit of ignoring their good moments and remembering their bad moments. Every mistake gets noticed and remembered for a long time. Every success gets ignored or explained away. Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could have done that. I just got lucky. Start changing this habit, one small step at a time. At the end of each day, before you sleep, think of one thing you did well today. Just one. It does not need to be something big or impressive. I helped someone today. I finished something I had been putting off for a long time. I stayed calm in a situation that was hard. I practiced English for 10 minutes. I was kind to someone who needed kindness. Small things count. They are real. And noticing them every day, one by one, helps you build a more accurate and honest picture of yourself. A picture that includes your good things too, not just your weaknesses and your mistakes. Part 9. What to do when things get hard. Here is something I want to be honest with you about. Even when you work on your self-esteem and it gets stronger, hard moments will still come. Life does not become easy just because your self-esteem is growing. Someone will say something critical and it will hurt. Something will go wrong that you did not expect. You will fail at something that was very important to you. Someone will not choose you. A hard situation will make you feel small and not good enough again. And in those moments, the old feelings come back. The old voice inside starts saying the old things again. This is normal. This is completely normal. This does not mean your work was wasted. This does not mean you failed at improving your self-esteem. This does not mean you are back at the beginning. It just means you are human, and you are in a difficult moment, and difficult moments are part of every human life. Here is what to do when those moments come. First step, notice what you are feeling. Do not try to push the feeling away immediately. Do not try to fix it immediately. Just stop and notice it. Say to yourself, I feel hurt right now. I feel small right now. I feel like I am not good enough right now. Noticing a feeling without running from it is actually a sign of strength, not weakness. Many people run from difficult feelings. They distract themselves. They pretend the feeling is not there. That is the easier thing to do. But noticing the feeling and being honest about it takes courage. Second step. Remember that feelings are not facts. The feeling of not being good enough is real as a feeling. It is really there. You are really experiencing it. But that does not mean the thought is true. A feeling is just a feeling. It is not proof that something is real. You have felt this feeling before, many times, and you survived it every time. You are still here. You got through it. You will get through this time too. Third step, be kind to yourself in this moment. Do not add your own criticism on top of what you are already feeling. You are already having a hard time. You do not need to make it harder by attacking yourself. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a friend who is having a very hard day, with honesty, with kindness, with the understanding that this is painful, but that it will pass. Because it will pass. It always does. Every single time. Part 10. This is a long journey, and that is okay. I want to be very honest with you about something important. Improving your self-esteem does not happen quickly. It is not something you fix in 1 week. It is not a list of 10 things you do, and then you are done and everything is better. It is a long journey, a slow and gradual change in how you see yourself. A new habit of thinking that takes a long time to build, months, sometimes years. And along the way, there will be good days and bad days. Days when you feel strong and clear and good about yourself. And days when the old feelings come back very strongly and everything feels hard and difficult again. This is completely normal. This is part of the process for every single person who has ever worked on this. The important thing is this. Do not expect the change to happen overnight. And do not give up when it feels slow. Because slow does not mean it is not working. Slow means it is real. Here is what I want you to remember when things feel slow. Every small step matters. Every day that you notice the negative voice and question it instead of just believing it, that matters. That is progress. Every day that you keep a small promise to yourself, that matters. That is progress. Every day that you treat yourself with a little more kindness than the day before, that matters. That is progress. These small things add up, very slowly, very quietly, over time. And one day, something different happens. You are in a situation that used to make you feel terrible about yourself, and you realize that you feel okay. Not perfect, but okay. You feel like you can handle this. You feel like you belong here. You feel like you matter. That is the change. It comes slowly, but it comes. It really does come. And you are worth the work it takes to get there. Part 11. One thing to do today. I want to leave you with one simple thing to do today. Just one thing. Not 10 things. Not 5 things. One. Tonight, when you are alone and quiet, take a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Think about yourself honestly. Not just the bad parts. Not just the good parts. All of it together. The full picture. Think about one thing that is difficult for you, one weakness, one thing you struggle with, one thing you are not proud of. See it clearly and honestly. Do not hide from it. Do not pretend it is not there. Then think about one thing you do well, one strength, one good quality, one thing you care about deeply, one thing that is genuinely and honestly part of who you are. See that clearly too. Now hold both of these things at the same time, the weakness and the strength, the hard part and the good part, both together at the same time. And then say quietly to yourself, just to yourself. No one else needs to hear it. I am both of these things. I am not perfect. I will never be perfect. But I am also not only my weaknesses. I am a whole person, a real person, and I am okay. This is the beginning. This small, honest moment, seeing yourself completely, without hiding from any part of yourself, is the foundation that everything else is built on. Start there, tonight, just a few quiet minutes with yourself. And tomorrow night, do it again. Self-esteem is not something you either have or you do not have. It is not something some people are born with and others are not. It is something you build day by day, small action by small action, one honest moment at a time. You are not too broken to improve. You are not too damaged. You are not too far gone, and you are absolutely not alone in this feeling. Almost every person on this planet struggles with how they feel about themselves at some point in their life. Many people struggle with it for years, for decades. It is one of the most human struggles there is. You are not strange for feeling this way. You are human. But it is also something that can genuinely change when you understand where it came from, when you learn to notice the voice inside your head and question it, when you learn to talk to yourself with honesty and kindness, when you stop waiting to be perfect before you allow yourself to feel okay, when you stop comparing your whole real life to other people's best moments, when you take small daily actions that show yourself through real experience that you are capable and you have value. This work is worth doing because how you feel about yourself affects every single part of your life, every relationship, every decision, every opportunity, every moment. You deserve to feel okay about who you are, not in the future when you are better or more successful or more perfect, right now, today, as the imperfect, growing, trying, sometimes failing, always learning person that you already are. Before you go today, I want to ask you one question. We talked about the voice inside our head, the picture we have built of ourselves. the good things we ignore, and the weaknesses we focus on too much. So I want you to do something in the comments. Something small, but important. Write one good thing about yourself. One real thing. One honest thing. Something you can truly say, "Yes, this is a real good thing about me." It can be very small. It does not need to be impressive. It just needs to be true. Maybe you are kind to people. Maybe you work hard. Maybe you never give up easily. Maybe you make people laugh. Maybe you listen well. Maybe you care deeply about the people you love. Whatever it is, write it below, because writing it is itself a small step towards seeing yourself more fully, more honestly, more completely. If this video helped you today, please give it a like. It helps this channel reach more people who might need to hear this message right now. And if you want more videos like this, videos about real topics in simple English, subscribe to our channel. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself today. You are worth it.